Phil. Welcome to Pretty Good Cooking.
Pretty good.
Tonight on the show, I'm going to teach you how to make a breakfast burrito. As if you didn't know how to do that. If I had to describe my style of cooking, at least my current focus, I really like to make simple things, but really focus on the process or ingredients to elevate the simple thing, and that's it. I was inspired to make this because I made a breakfast burrito for breakfast 2 or 3 days ago, and it was so bomb, I was like, let me just make another one of those. And so I did. Yesterday for breakfast. And I'm gonna make another one today for dinner. Since we're having breakfast for dinner, John and I are gonna have a coffee stout from the Maine Beer Company. And this is made with cold brew, which is coffee by design. What a great name. All right, let's split this bad boy. I'll share with the viewers that I already had an extra cup of coffee today for fun. So the cold brew beer is only gonna elevate the mood. Oh God, the head on that beer. It just went zoop.
I accept this punishment.
Okay, I'm sorry. It didn't have to be that way. Cheers. Oh yeah. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's real good. Okay, so the breakfast burrito. To my mind, I really like breakfast burritos with potatoes in them. The pairing of eggs and potatoes is a classic breakfast that I frequently have in its unburrito form, which is to say I frequently have eggs with potatoes for breakfast. But put into a burrito, they are combined to create something even better. So we're gonna start by cooking potatoes today. And by potatoes, I mean one potato. And in fact, the first step of cooking this potato is not to do anything with the potato, but it is to cook some bacon. Now let me tell you about this food hack that I have here. If you got a little bit of bacon left over because you could not physically fit all of the bacon into the pan, dice it up and put a little baggie and pop it in the freezer. I'll show you. Right here in my freezer, this drawer right here, it's just little bags of bacon. You know how handy this is in cooking? You just got bacon to go. So start with that. We're gonna render this bacon. This is probably like 2 or 3 strips of bacon. We'll get that frying. Okay, now we can work with the potato. So this is just a russet potato. I think russet potatoes are perfect for breakfast potatoes. And if you're a God-fearing American, this is probably most of the potatoes you ever did eat in your whole life. 1 potato will be plenty today. It's a big potato. And I am going to chop it up into cubes of moderate size. I tend to steer towards relatively small potatoes for this particular application. And when I say small potatoes, I mean a smaller dice, because they cook faster. And in the application of a burrito, if the potato is too big, it's gonna be hard to eat. So here's my here's the size of the potato that I chopped. You know, it's small. It's not that big. I have half an onion. And where did the other half of this onion go? It went into the Pico de Gallo that I made before we started filming. Let me show you that. It's another food hack. If you prep the Pico de Gallo before you make the breakfast burritos, you have a convenient snack to snack on while you're making the burritos. It's a very standard Pico de Gallo. Probably pay like $20 for this amount of Pico de Gallo from Chipotle. Yeah, that's the snack. Anyways, that's where the other half of this onion is. It's in there. Any type of onion will do. I think a white or yellow onion would probably be the most appropriate. But if you got a red onion, that's okay too. Okay, that's our half an onion. And I got a bell pepper here. There's a red bell pepper. The top and the butt of this red bell pepper are in the Pico de Gallo. Just a little bit. Now, this is an optional ingredient. I like a little bit of pep in there with the breakfast potatoes, but you can omit it if you're not into peppers. And we'll probably just use the half that I have here. And we'll try to mirror the approximate dice of the onions. And you know what? Why don't we use the whole one? Because I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of it anyway, so might as well. So we'll keep frying over here. And this is really an indulgent step, I'd say. I mean, you really don't need to fry the bacon. You don't need to use bacon at all for this, but I wanna do it because I think it'll taste nice. So while that's frying, we can continue to prep. Prep can be as simple as pulling out the eggs. There they are. We might have a small problem, which is I might not have enough eggs. I think that's kind of a bozo move. Okay, so our bacon has been browned and the fat thereof has been rendered into the pan. And then I'll just pop them out like that. So you leave most of the grease in the pan while successfully getting almost all the bacon into the bowl. All right, so we got a really nice, decent amount of bacon fat right there. So go ahead and get our potatoes frying. And the potatoes take longer to cook than any other part of the breakfast mix. So we'll start with that. We'll get those frying. Okay, so now in the show, I'll tell you that I screwed up a little bit, which is I thought I had more eggs than I actually do have on hand. I don't want to go to the store right now. So we're gonna stretch this meal a little bit, and that's okay.
By adding water.
Not this time. We're not gonna stretch it by adding zucchini either. That's a classic stretcher right there. I'm just gonna add more things to the burrito. So typically what you would aim for is roughly 2 eggs per person. We've got 1 egg per person. So we're just gonna see what happens. See how much stuff we can fit in the burrito that's not eggs. The potatoes will take a little while to fry. You can't really rush this too terribly much. So we'll just be chilling, frying the potatoes. When they get to what I consider to be about halfway done, we'll add in the rest of our veg. I forgot we were gonna chop a little bit of garlic as well. And I literally found this clove of garlic on my counter. So it's gonna be our clove of garlic. It's not big at all, that's fine. We'll go ahead and mince that up as well. And that's it for now. We'll be back soon. All right, my potatoes are ready for vegetables, and I know this because some of them got brown and I can pierce them slightly, but they're not totally done. This is not an art I've mastered yet, in that I feel like I am yet to find the optimal point where the potato is ready for the veggies. But that's okay, because cooking is an art and a science, and I've mastered neither half of that. So we'll let those fry down. I also forgot that I was gonna make a fruit salad for dinner, so let's get busy on that. Fruit salad! Wow, fruit salad, what a concept. Salads typically come in vegetable form, and that's why this is fun, because it's not vegetables. To me, fruit salad is whatever fruit you got hanging around. So I got some bloobs. Yeah, you wanna see a different fruit salad? Here it is. Here's some bloobs. If you want a really good food safety, just wash the fruit in the bowl that you're serving it in. All right, what else are we gonna put in this? We might put some mandarins. Mandarins? Are these mandarins? I do think that these are pretty easy to peel if you just chop them in half and then pop them out. So here I am pulling the segments of these citrus apart. These are 3 mandarins. They are mandarins. So apples will oxidize if you add them too early to your fruit salad. I don't really care about that too terribly much. We're just gonna go ahead and get that apple going, and we'll just slice that up into pieces. There's our that. And we'll go ahead and slap that banana in there too. Why not? When I was a boy, and my mom would make fruit salad for like Saturday breakfast or Sunday brunch or whatever the hell it was, she would always put some coconut in the fruit salad. So I think I'm gonna do the same thing, just for fun. And I will comment that I think I waited too long to add the vegetables again. But that's okay, we'll just let things keep cooking. Because I think a lot of these potatoes are done, and the onions and peppers could definitely go longer. Fruit salad, you can make lots of different types of dressing for it, but one of the most common ones is to use orange juice. And the orange juice will give it a really bright, acidic note. But you can use any kind of juice. You've got like juice just hanging around. The juice is on the loose. So this is unsweetened coconut, and I'm gonna add some honey. You know, all the sugar needs is more sugar. How to make fruit taste good. Just add more sugar. So I'm gonna try to mix that together. And something I think will actually be nice is if we add a big pinch of salt. Kind of balance some of that sweetness. And if you ain't got no pregnant people eating this meal, you can add a little booze to this. A little brandy or something like that, maybe a little rum, but we're not doing that today. And we'll just give that a toss. Toss in the bowl. And that's today's fruit salad. Give it a taste. Tastes like breakfast. Ooh, it's good. Damn, it's good. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the fridge. I really like that little bit of salt in it. I think it helped it a lot. Okay, these are done. Good timing. So I will once again acknowledge that I screwed up. I thought I had way more eggs than I do. So when you're in my situation, you need filler. You need to stretch your meal. So how am I gonna stretch the meal today? I'm gonna start the pan over here. And by the way, if you don't want to use 2 pans, you can just dump all these veggies out and you can just use that same pan. It'll be just fine. But I'm just gonna leave them there. Because I don't mind using 2 pans. I don't mind it. All right, you gotta stretch things. Get a hot dog out of the fridge. Just kidding, it's not a hot dog. It's a turkey Cajun sausage. This is what we had for lunch today. And discard the bun. Maybe just save the bun to treat your dogs. Okay, there's our sausage. We'll have it, we'll quarter it, and we'll chop it up. And look at that, that's practically 3 eggs right there. All right, over here, I'm gonna pop some ghee into the pan. Eggs cooked in clarified butter are fabulous. Fabulous. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop that sausage right in there. Boom. All right, so while that's heating up, go ahead and get my eggs going. Egg 1, egg 2, egg 3, and then just pretend that we added 3 more. You think you can Photoshop 3 more eggs? I'm gonna add a little half and half. And if you have the time and patience, it actually is somewhat beneficial to the eggs if you can beat them ahead of time and you give them a little bit of salt. You just let them sit for a minute. I don't know why that makes better eggs, but it does. So just let those chill. Okay, now I'm gonna probably only demo one burrito today, but I gotta make 3, because that's how many people are eating. So here's our big tortilla. I recommend getting the biggest tortillas you can find. These are big, but they ain't that big. And for cheese, we're gonna use American cheese, specifically Deluxe American. I strongly recommend that you keep this in your household because there's certain applications where American cheese is just what you need. And this is one of those applications. And hey, by the way, there's so many preservatives that you can leave this shit in your fridge for months and it ain't gonna go bad. So what I like to do, I typically just tear by hand, but since we're being fancy tonight, we'll cut the cheese. And then we take those 2 halves of the cheese and we place them on 1/2 of the tortilla. Imagine a middle line, you want to put it in the center of 1/2. Why do we do that? Because when we roll it up, this is going to be used as part of our binder to hold the burrito closed. It's a big brain move. Okay, time to cook our eggs. And in addition to that sausage, we're gonna add the bacon too. Oh my God. By the way, since you add the bacon, you probably don't need to salt these eggs too much. That bacon's gonna be salty as it is. I did add a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna go ahead and microwave this burrito just to melt the cheese. And hey, by the way, I'm gonna turn this pan back on to like a medium heat. And now I'm gonna remove the vegetables from this pan into a bowl. And why are we doing that? So we have a cooking space to grill our whole burrito if we would like to. Now, we still need to stretch these eggs, so I'm gonna add some cheese to the eggs too. It's cheddar. Shock. Wow, it's like there's so many eggs now. Okay, we got our melty cheese. It's melted. Now, we're gonna apply some vegetables directly to the burrito. And we're using quite a few of those potatoes because we gotta stretch everything. Now these eggs don't need to be 100% cooked because we're gonna grill our burrito again. And I mean, these eggs are 100% cooked, but you get what I'm saying. So we're gonna go ahead and add those. Approximately 1/3. Now let me comment right here, right quick. You need to visualize the size of the burrito when you're applying food product to it. Because if you overstuff it, it's a bad deal. It's a sad deal. Up to you, the consumer of the burrito, if you want to add toppings now or have them later. So you could add sour cream and salsa right now. I'm gonna add a little bit of salsa just for the flavor, but we are gonna serve this with that homemade Pico de Gallo as well. So I'm just literally gonna do like a tiny little bit because I like the flavor. But the wetter you make this, the harder it will be to maintain structural integrity. And we need to roll our burrito. So we start on this end where all of the food's on this side. Start on this end. We're gonna roll it tightly. When we get to this point, fold it in, and we fold it in. I might have overfilled it, but that's okay. I think we're mostly good. And that's our burrito. And just as it is right now, that's good to eat. But it'll be even better when we slap that into a pan and let it grill just a little bit. So while that's happening, we can make the next burrito. And repeat until done. I put it seam side down, because that'll help it hold together. And we may do the other side as well. We will be back. This is what it looks like after I flipped it. You can see that it's starting to come apart, but it's still holding together enough that I'm not too worried about its status. I got a couple more to make, then we'll finish this up. Okay, this is totally optional. You could just leave this burrito as is. But if you want to be super, super fancy, and it's actually easiest to do this with a serrated bread knife or something similar, you can cut the burrito on an angle and you can plate it. Okay, see, here's our money shot. you can plate it in such a way that someone gets to enjoy looking at that. And will that fall apart? Absolutely. Will it be easier to eat? Maybe a little bit. Let's finish this with some accompaniments, which today will be sour cream and that Pico de Gallo that I mentioned. If you want to get real fancy with this, you can like actually put them in little side bowls, but I don't have enough side bowls to do that for everybody. So we'll just put it directly on the plate. I don't see any problem with that. And there's our dinner. Just gotta try it. That sausage in it is really good. Excellent burrito. That's our fruit salad. Delicious. Okay, that's our show today. I gotta go. That's how you do it. See you next time on PDC. Okay, bye.